So, with that being said, that brings us into this week's Average Glow Tip of the Week. This is my weekly segment that is a low cost or budget friendly idea, sometimes free, and today it is free. And ultimately, it is something you can implement into your life, sometimes relating to the topic of the episode. Sometimes it's just a random one I throw in there, but if you implement them into your life, kind of as I give them to you once a week, it can develop a very large lifestyle and habit and create a much bigger impact. Now, let's get into today's tip. Today's is definitely in theme with today's topic, and today's tip is to take before pictures and videos. I cannot stress to you how important this step is in this entire process because you may be kind of camera shy, and I get it, especially if you're feeling kind of like you don't like the way you're looking at the moment. That is why you're inspired to do something, right? It's the most important to do it now because it is what's going to drive you later. I promise. It is such a motivating factor. I wish I had taken more photos of myself. And more specifically, now that I'm a content creator, I wish I took more videos of myself because I do have a lot of before photos where I'm like, okay, these are my before photos. And then I hide them in my like hidden folder in my phone because they're embarrassing to me, right? And then 4 months later, I'm like, okay, now these are my before photos, right? And whether they're better or worse than the other ones, I hadn't committed to myself to take care of myself in that time frame. So there was no progress being made. I didn't think I looked very good. So I was like, okay, here are my before photos. So whether you actually start today or not, I would highly suggest take some before photos and videos. Put them in your phone. You can hide them. And what this is going to do is in a month from now or in 2 months from now, if you feel like you hit some type of plateau, if you feel like, gosh, is this all worth it? I don't know. I haven't seen any progress. You can look at these photos and compare your current self to that version and be like, wow, I really have come a very long way. This is kind of the metaphorical thing I suggest in a lot of journaling prompts is to see how far you've come mentally. So this is the same thing, but physically. You can compare yourself, and photos are like the perfect, easiest way to do that. You can go side by side on photos and see the difference that it's making. And honestly, you're going to see the difference in like your smile and how you present yourself and like your pride. It's crazy without really trying how you can see kind of behind the eyes of how you feel about yourself. So I would really highly suggest this. Now, you maybe are not a content creator now. You maybe do not have a podcast or you don't have any kind of creative outlet like that where you don't like the attention. And so totally fine. I get that. But man, you never know. I just got to say, I didn't think that I would be a content creator either. I never even thought I would start a podcast. And you just never know who you will inspire by your story. And that's really a big motivating factor too. I mean, you're doing it for yourself, especially as you're starting out. You can kind of keep it private till it's done, which is a motto I always say. And just work on yourself and let people start to see that you're changing, once you've started changing. But you never know who you would inspire. And to just have that before and after photo someday for yourself, maybe you can frame it at your own house. Maybe you do want to post it. I just think it's very inspirational. So that is my tip. And I would just highly suggest it, even if you're camera shy. And actually, I will say this too. Slap a little emoji over your face on even the before photo if you want. Like if you're embarrassed, and I get it, no shame. If you are embarrassed of your current version, totally get it. Like I said, that's why I have mine hidden in my hidden folder in my phone. But it's so important. You want to value yourself. You want to be more confident in yourself. And if you're not confident now, that's okay. That's what we're building towards. And you will be confident someday. So these are photos to kind of remind you where you've been. And the next ones will be where you're going. So I just hope that tip helps. And I hope you implement that. So with that, that is the end of the episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this podcast on YouTube or please follow it on the other podcast platforms. Please go follow me on social media, on TikTok and on Instagram, and it's at Average Glow Podcast. I'm also on Threads. I'm also on Pinterest, which is Holly Rose _Average Glow. And I mean, what else? I just appreciate your support so much. Thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for being here. I hope to hear from you about any of the topics I covered today, or if you have other suggestions for other topics you want me to get into, please reach out to me. I would just love to hear from you. And with that, I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you next time.